Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
News Channel 8 special presentation.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. I'm Ande, Engleman. Sam returns tomorrow. As we teeter on the brink of war with Iraq, Congressman Jim Gibbons joins us to bring us up to date. And it wasn't that long ago that the lieutenant governor's job was a part-time one. Now it's full-time and one of the hottest races this election season. Clark County Commissioner Erin is challenging Lieutenant Governor Lorraine. And today, they're both on the hot seat. That and our pundit panel straight ahead on Nevada Newsmakers.
Electronics is now part of virtually every industry, and with an education from CCNN, you could have a career in the electronics field.
My best friend Steve went to a 4-year school for his training. Now I'm working in the kind of job he always talks about, and he's still got 2 years of school left.
2 years? Heck, by that time, he'll probably be running the facility. And me, I'll still be toting books to and from class and borrowing money from Dave.
Career College of Northern Nevada can give you the hands-on training you'll need to launch an exciting, rewarding career in the computer and electronics industry.
Dave was always good at fixing things. Now he gets to work at a TV station. Once I even saw his name at the end of one of the shows. He's pretty cool.
I've always dreamed of working at a TV or radio station, right in the middle of all the action. And now, with the right training, I get to live it every day.
Hi, I'm Lori, and our admission staff is standing by ready to take your call and discuss your future. Financial aid is available for those who qualify, and we offer job placement assistance. So don't wait. Pick up your phone and call right now. Your future could be just a phone call away.
Senator Randolph Townsend.
Do we face challenges in Nevada? Of course we do. But Nevadans have a well-earned reputation for turning difficult challenges into opportunities. Opportunities that reflect our goals and our dreams. The best education system, period. High-quality health care that everyone can afford, including our seniors. Bringing clean new businesses with higher-paying jobs to Nevada to build our tax base instead of our tax burden. I'm Randolph Townsend, and I would appreciate your support.
Your home is your refuge from the world, your place of comfort, and your place to just be yourself. Why not breathe some new life into it with new flooring? Come to Carpeteria's Columbus Weekend Sale, Friday through Monday only. Get free interest and make no payments for 15 months, more than a full year, plus store-wide savings. Let Carpeteria help you select the right flooring and give you value you can appreciate. Carpeteria, the right choice for all the right reasons, serving you since 1980.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and political analyst Ande Engleman.
Welcome back. We're here with Congressman Jim Gibbons. Well, what can you tell me about war in Iraq?
Well, Ande, first, it's a great pleasure to be on your show this morning.
Thank you.
Let me say that a war in Iraq is neither inevitable nor unavoidable. Saddam Hussein has the key to the future in this issue. There's no doubt in my mind that Saddam Hussein and Iraq have weapons of mass destruction, are an imminent danger to not only Americans that are in the area, but other countries and other nations. This is a country that has used in the past weapons of mass destruction to kill thousands and thousands of people. He's used them on his own people in Iraq. He's used them on his opponents in Iran. He has threatened to use them on any nation that opposes its domination of its interest in the area. This is an individual who should not be a leader in a peaceful world. This is something that we must act swiftly on. If we don't, then tomorrow may bring a fateful day that none of us want to face. And I say that only from the standpoint that I'm concerned that he will turn to use these weapons in his quest for power around the region at the expense of everyone in the area, including the United States. We have an enormous vital interest there, and it's something we have to protect.
All right, in Desert Storm, the state of Nevada was very much involved.
Absolutely.
You were there, and were many other Nevadans. Do we see the same thing with war in Iraq? How is it going to affect Nevada?
Well, that's a great question, Ande, because a lot of people in Nevada are wondering that very thing. Are their sons and daughters going to be involved? And there will be an involvement from Nevada, but not to the same degree that we saw, I believe, that we saw in 1991. There will be a call-up of certain and specific groups, but this time we are poised to produce a much smaller, more expeditionary war effort in Iraq. This is not the same massive buildup with 600,000 men and women. So we're going to see our security guards that will be used. We'll see some of our intelligence officers and enlisted folks that are perhaps in the National Guard being used to look at this. We will see rescues efforts and probably cargo efforts from some of our Guard units as well, but not the massive buildup that we saw before.
What about the economy? We know that during war, tourists tend to stay home and not come to Nevada so much.
Well, you know, that's the sensitive part about this. We do know that anytime you start a war in Iraq, that you're going to put a great question in the minds of the business leaders around this country, because there will be a strong issue with regard to fuel, with regard to oil prices, with regard to the stability of that oil, which affects tourism, and Nevada is a tourism-based economy. So we have to deal with that, but is it better to deal with it now than to wait until we have that period of time when Iraq has given one of these weapons of mass destruction to a terrorist organization and we find it used in our own community?
You raised the issue of oil. This weekend there was an anti-war demonstration in Reno, and one of the people demonstrating charged that oil was President Bush's real agenda, that it was not Saddam Hussein. Would you care to respond to that?
Yeah, and I'd love to respond. That's absolutely false. That is so far from the truth. It pales in significance to what the real issue is. If anyone believes that these terrorist groups had possession of a weapon that Saddam could have given them, or might have given them, or will give them in the future, and use that in New York, do they doubt seriously that New York would still be there? Do they doubt seriously if any other community would still be there? We're dealing with a man in a country that harbors terrorists, that supports and provides resources to terrorists, that has the capability to provide them with such horrific weapons that if they were allowed to go forward with that plan and to use those weapons, give those weapons to terrorists, this country, this community, and this state would be in great peril.
One last question. Congress got a pay raise this year, but you voted against it. Is that correct?
I have voted against the cost of living increase for congressional members every year that it comes up. People didn't send me to Congress to vote for my own salary. They might send me there to increase education expenses, to increase health care dollars so that we can find cures. But they didn't send me to Congress to pay for myself.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Good to see you again. We'll be back after these messages with our Lieutenant Governor candidates.
Columbus was looking for more, and look what he found. More furniture for less.
And this Columbus Day, Monday, you'll discover no down payment, no interest, and no payments till 2004.
And for all cash buyers and credit card users, get a 10% discount.
Even more savings store-wide, including all Simmons mattresses.
More, where America buys furniture for less. This Monday, 12 hours, 9 a.m. till 9 p.m.
It would be great to be a firefighter.
Join Elmo in the new video, Elmo Visits the Firehouse. Meet real firefighters and learn about what to do if there's a fire.
What's a firehouse?
Get Elmo Visits the Firehouse today.
Don't you go back. Elmo had you jump low and down like this.
There. Get out, stay out, don't you go back in. Don't you go back in.
You're safe now, kitty.
Available only on Sesame Street Video and DVD.
Firefighters.
Also available now, Elmo's World Happy Holidays.
Hi, I'm Kirk Franke. If you need an attorney, there are 4 things you should look for. 1, a sincere commitment to you and your case. 2, a knowledge of the law. 3, the confidence and work ethic it takes to try a case. And if you find those 3 things in one attorney, then the 4th thing you need is his phone number.
Bloomers is Reno's first and finest full-service salon, specializing in hair,
nails, skin, makeup, and body services. Rumor's full-service salon. Call for your appointment today. You've heard the rumor, and it's true.
We hope you'll join us tomorrow morning for News Channel 8 Daybreak. We'll be in the kitchen with Chef Tim. He's making us a homemade apple tart that is delicious.
And firefighters from all around the country will be here to show us the latest firefighting techniques.
It's all ahead tomorrow morning at 5:30.
Welcome back. We're here with the candidates for Lieutenant Governor. First here is Lorraine Hunt, the Lieutenant Governor.
Good morning, Andy.
And challenging her is a Libertarian candidate, Billy, you like to be called, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Oswald.
Thank you.
And Erin Kenny, the Democratic candidate. You're a Clark County Commissioner, right?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
Good morning. Let me start with you, Erin.
Okay.
There's a lot of charges going around that what you really want to do is be governor, and that you're running for lieutenant governor so you can nitpick the governor and sort of position yourself for the run in 2006.
Not true at all. I really adore the governor. He's a friend of mine, and I support what he does. This is a very important job to the state of Nevada. Nevada is no longer the same state that it was even 4 years ago. And in order for us to be economically viable and competitive, both nationally and internationally, I feel the lieutenant governor's role has to be one that is more substantive, focusing on public policy issues that directly affect economic development, such as education, medical malpractice, and power.
Billy, how do you feel about that?
I believe she has the right thing, but I do believe that the lieutenant governorship needs to place itself in the hands of the people more often. And I know Lorraine has been on the road for a lot many times and has visited many communities, but there are still some who feel the neglect has gone too far and they need a voice in their area.
Governor?
All right.
Well, when I ran 4 years ago for lieutenant governor and was elected, I promised new challenges, new leadership. Obviously, we had more challenges than we had ever anticipated in light of 9/11 and in our high-tech recession and all the other situations. My theme this time is commitment, not politics. I feel that I've proven myself as leadership. I've done an extraordinary amount of work. I've broadened the scope of the job of lieutenant governor, totally reorganized the office of lieutenant governor, also reorganized the Nevada Commission on Tourism, the Nevada Commission on Economic Development. I've made foreign trade missions, international and national exports have increased. I do feel that I have made this a full-time job, and I think that I have proven myself to the people. I know the rural communities, which Billy was in reference to, but all of my constituents from Winnemucca to Wendover will tell you that they know I've been out there working for them all over the world, and since I've been in office, we've had some great accomplishments.
The commissioner has charged that you've not done anything about electrical power in the state, education. Are those areas Lieutenant Governor usually gets into?
Well, the job of Lieutenant Governor, by definition of Nevada revised statutes, is to chair the Nevada Commission on Economic Development, to chair the Nevada Commission on Tourism. Tourism and economic development generate funds for education. To give you an example, for every $1 that we spend on tourism, we generate $4.03 for classrooms, books, and teacher salaries. That's the job of Lieutenant Governor, to generate revenues to pay for education.
You know, Andy, if that was a correct statement, we'd be doing really well in our educational system in this state, and we're simply not. As the Lieutenant Governor has indicated, she spent quite a bit of money, I think it was about $129,000, commissioning something called the Battelle Study. And when it reviewed, it said, what are the weaknesses and what are the strengths of the state of Nevada in terms of economic development? In other words, what's it going to take to bring businesses, really good businesses with good benefits, to this state? And the #1 area of deficit is higher education and our K through 12 system, which is stressed to the max. So in order for the Lieutenant Governor to reach the goals, the policy goals of bringing true economic diversity, you have to address the infrastructure of the state. And that includes talking about and making aware all the legislators, all the individuals that are involved in the political process. That means we have to prioritize education first and foremost, and that has not been done from the Lieutenant Governor's office.
Until Lorraine was elected Lieutenant Governor, the Lieutenant Governor didn't even have a seat on the governor's cabinet, was not considered a policy role.
I think Lieutenant Governors have been working actively with governors for the longest of time. I know Senator Harry Reid worked very hard, Bob Miller worked very hard, Sue Wagner was wonderful. As you remember, she was in office when I was in the legislature. I thought she was actually
She
one of our
actually
very best
took
lieutenant
the job
governors.
from part-time to full-time.
Right. She was wonderful in that
Billy,
role.
how do you feel about this? Do you think it
I
should...
believe that education is our foremost and strongest point of interest to growth. If we educate our children through any grade, we educate ourselves. That education can come from anything. An educator, a scholar, a teacher, a weighman, a bleacher builder, whatever it is, whatever education that child can do. He needs to understand that growth can only come through education.
I do want to, yes?
I was going to, if I may respond, obviously we all know education is primary. The reason we did the Battelle study is to let outside sources come in and validate the fact of what we really needed. We can't be all things to all people. We have started, I initiated the Nevada Technology Partnership with Jane Nichols, our chancellor, university system, our community colleges. We have made great strides in the last 3.5 years in our educational system. And I do have to beg to differ because Commissioner Kenney doesn't really understand the role of the Lieutenant Governor in providing the funding. It is true that tourism provides that kind of funding. In fact, every dollar spent on marketing tourism actually brings back to the cities and the counties, state government, $121 plus. That helps pay for these other needs. Education, of course, is important, but it has to be funded. And that's the job of Lieutenant Governor, is to provide the funding. And that's exactly what I've done.
Well, I would have to disagree with Lori. I do understand a lot of things. I served in the state legislature before I became a county commissioner, and I understand that this state is deficit in education. We are not competitive in higher education.
No one disagrees with that.
We lose, well, but you have to take a stand on it, Lori. You have to actually do something like go and testify in front of committees. You actually have to put your position on the record. You don't talk in the lobbies and only do whisper kinds of educating.
There again, Erin, the governor sets public policy in the legislature. The lieutenant governor is the co-pilot to the governor. The governor is the one that establishes policy, and the legislature vote on it. You were in the legislature. But the lieutenant governor's job is to go out there and nationally, internationally, market and sell, be the ambassador of tourism, create revenues to pay for these things. That's what I do. I generate the revenues to pay for education.
But, well, you've fallen way short then, I'll have to say,
we've done extraordinarily well. Our record stands and speaks for itself.
We are 45th out of 50th in the entire United States for funding. Our children go, the least number of children go from high school that graduate and go on to college.
That didn't happen in the last 3.5 years. That happened over a period of 10 years. We are on the way. This is not doom and gloom. We are not here to tell people that the world is over and the sky is falling.
Let me just very quickly, because we're out of time, just very quickly from each of you. What do you plan for the rural areas? That's a large part of the Lieutenant Governor's job. Do you have plans for the rural area?
I do. I've been to many of the rural communities, and although I know Lori says she's worked on this one Nevada, they've been very concerned about the closing of the mines, and I want to forward more renewable energies and actually come to fruition where there's actually a plant built.
Billy?
We need to go out and give the companies that are willing to come to our state incentives to be here. In other words, property tax breaks, water tax breaks, utility breaks, whatever it takes to get these major companies into our facility in our state. We need to fulfill that and give it to them.
Okay.
Excuse me, go ahead.
Go ahead, Governor.
All right. Well, we have been doing exactly that. Our new convention center in Winnemucca is up and operating and booked more than they had ever anticipated. I've been working in the Elko area for the gas pipeline. That's coming on to be a reality. We're working on transmissions lines. I was in Washington, D.C. and met with Undersecretary of Energy Bob Card in regards to expediting the rights-of-way. So there's many, many efforts underway that many people don't realize that we have been doing.
Okay. I want to thank you all for being with us today.
Thanks, Andy.
We'll be back with our pundit panel in just a few minutes.
Mark's Vac & Sew has an outstanding selection of new and used vacuums and sewing machines. New vacuums as low as $59 and new sewing machines beginning at $99. Quality one-day repair and free estimates plus trade-ins are worth money. From bags and belts to supplies, you'll find what you need at Sparks Vac & Sew.
Hi, I'm Ron Ford for Sierra Air. Wow, what a hot summer we've had. Top that off with fire smoke, dust, and pollen, and the air quality in your home could be terrible. That's not good for you or your family. Our Carrier home and office clean air systems will cool and clean up your air while reducing dust and allergens. So call Sierra Air today at 1-800-FURNACE. That's 1-800-FURNACE, where you always have a friend in the business.
Hi, I'm Rick, manager at Cabinet Connection, your authorized kitchen craft dealer. Our message is a simple one. We want your business. New construction to home improvement. We have the products, pricing, and the professionalism to make your dreams come true. Choosing from our exciting styles and dramatic designs can really help enhance your flooring and countertop selections.
The Honey Hickory was a perfect choice. My clients loved it.
Kitchen Craft Cabinetry, your Cabinet Connection. Call us today.
Your home is your refuge from the world, your place of comfort, and your place to just be yourself. Why not breathe some new life into it with new flooring? Come to Carpeteria's Columbus Weekend Sale, Friday through Monday only. Get free interest and make no payments for 15 months, more than a full year, plus store-wide savings. Let Carpeteria help you select the right flooring and give you value you can appreciate. Carpeteria, the right choice for all the right reasons, serving you since 1980.
Tuesday, the case that shakes the 15th precinct to its core.
Take him in.
So personal.
Oh, this guy is unbelievable.
It may change these cops forever. A new Blue ABC Tuesday, 10/9 Central. Viewer discretion advised.
Welcome back. We're here with our pundit panel, Jim Denton, political analyst.
Good morning.
I just pulled a blank on your name. Dick Gammick, presenting the conservative point of view. Chris Wicker representing the Democrats, and Greg Ferraro representing the Republicans. Okay, gentlemen, this is getting to be a spirited tussle here for the lieutenant governor's race. Are we ready to expand the role of lieutenant governor? Is that what we're talking about?
Well, I think Erin Kenney's ready to expand it rather than being Lorraine Hunt being the co-pilot. I think Erin Kenney is ready to make something of the job. I found what really struck me most about the discussion we had is that Lorraine Hunt has been in the job for a number of years, and she talks about great accomplishments and great strides, but failed to tell us of any of those. And I found that quite interesting.
Lorraine Hunt's been all over the state. You run into her everywhere. She's done all kinds of things within her parameters. What I heard here today was Erin Kenney. I don't know, we would need to call Kenny Gwynn, let him know that she's running against him for governor, because she wants to set all the parameters, she wants to set all the standards, she wants to set all the priorities. That's what the governor does, as Lorraine Hunt's pointed out very well, and Lorraine does her part, and that is tourism. And I've run into her, last 4 years, I run into her everywhere.
I think the voters got a pretty clear example of the differences between these two candidates today, Andy. I think Dick's right. The governor's probably somewhat surprised that Mrs. Kenney would want to sit into his cabinet meetings with the agenda that she has. Nevertheless, I think 3.5 years of experience clearly demonstrate that Lorraine's doing the job effectively and that needs to be reelected for the job.
Well, everybody says that, but what are the results? What results can we hear about that she's actually doing an effective job?
Well, one of the things, having been, I think, the only person at this table to have run a candidate for lieutenant governor, I did Sue Wagner's campaign, and I watched her create and expand the office. You know, the one thing I can tell you is that what makes you most effective as lieutenant governor is the relationship you have with the governor. Sue Wagner had an outstanding relationship with Bob Miller. They worked well together, got things done. Lorraine Hunt has a very good relationship with Erin Kenney. I mean, excuse me, with Kenny.
We'll take issue with that.
And that's important. That's important. But I'll stick with what I said a couple of weeks ago. They're both very well-liked people. They both have very strong constituencies, and they are both well-funded.
Yeah, it's going to
be a very close race.
I think that's the point. I mean, both of their bases are from Southern Nevada. They've both served on the county commission in Clark County, so the fight is going to be in the north. The candidate that can appeal to northern voters and win their vote is going to be the one that's going to win.
Okay, I have a question. I have a question about Erin Kenney's. Erin Kenney's running a campaign ad where she talks about electrical power and about it going public. Now, we know that's a Clark County issue. There's an advisory ballot question as to whether or not Nevada Power should be owned by the Southern Nevada Water Authority. It has nothing to do with Northern Nevada. Plus, I checked at the Public Utilities Commission, who decided that the rates would be cut and gave them less money. And Erin Kenney never testified. She never even showed up at the Public Utilities Commission. What are we getting into with these ads this year?
I think it's pretty clear that Chris and his party chieftains have decided that Erin's behind, and so she needs to throw a Hail Mary or land a couple haymakers. I mean, this is an issue that is a Southern Nevada issue that is divisive. But it's misleading for a lieutenant governor candidate to get into an electrical debate. They really have no mission, no purpose in that decision making.
Well, I think Lorraine Hunt can be the co-pilot and continue to be co-pilot if she wants. I think The lieutenant governor can be an important job, as Jim Denton said. He's seen the expansion of that job. I think with Lorraine Hunt, we've seen the contraction of the job. I would beg to differ that the Nevada power issue is only a Southern Nevada issue. As everybody should know, Sierra Pacific Resources owns both Sierra Pacific Power and Nevada Power. The health of Nevada Power has a direct impact on Sierra Pacific Resources. So it's not just a Southern Nevada issue. It's important to the whole state.
Having been a pilot for 25 years, let me jump on that pilot co-pilot analogy. As the pilot, I like to know that co-pilot is over there ready to take that aircraft at any time, and we've got to remember that too.
Well, you got to want to have a co-pilot on the same team.
If anything happens to Kenny Gwynn, Lorraine Hunt would be the governor of this state, and we got to keep that in mind, and I think she's more than competent to step into that spot, but don't be bumping Kenny Gwynn out of the spot, setting priorities now as lieutenant governor.
I think if Chris and others want to reformulate the job description of lieutenant governor, have at it. This race isn't about that.
Okay, Jim, real quick.
I think what's interesting, I don't need one of Greg's polls to tell you, listening to the lieutenant governor's debate, what two of the top issues are in this campaign. One is education, one is utilities. What I have a question of is what either one of them really have to do with the fundamental job of lieutenant governor.
By the way, I think
that's in the description.
I think Billy needs a little bit of airtime too. He's a trendsetter.
Yeah, right. Okay, we'll be back quickly with our pundit panel after these messages.
For the past 20 years, I've seen a lot of changes in education.
I hope that I've had a positive effect on the students who have sat in my classroom.
I've taught them English and math. I've taught them science. But if there's one legacy I hope I've left with them,
It's the value of a quality education.
In my experience, the Nevada State Education Association
has consistently stood up for quality education.
for our kids and their future.
Any questions?
Congressman Jim Gibbons does not want the critical education issues we face today to challenge us tomorrow. Jim Gibbons maintains that the decisions affecting our children's education must be made by parents, teachers, and administrators, not by bureaucrats in Washington. Local school districts must have the flexibility to spend federal funds where they are needed most. For our future, we must continue education reform and work together to see that no child is left behind. We need Jim Gibbons to continue fighting for our children in Washington.
Columbus was looking for more, and look what he found. More furniture for less.
And this Columbus Day, Monday, you'll discover no down payment, no interest, and no payments till 2004.
And for all cash buyers and credit card users, get a 10% discount.
Even more savings store-wide, including all Simmons mattresses.
More, where America buys furniture for less. This Monday, 12 hours, 9 a.m. till 9 p.m.
Now's the perfect time to get ready for holiday entertaining during Ennis's Fall Show and Sale going on right now. You have to see all the new designer fabrics now being offered. And with Ennis's complimentary design service, we'll help you make your home just right for the holidays. Plus, Ennis is offering 0% financing with no payments for 12 months. Stop by today. See what's new. Take advantage of Ennis's design service and save on everything in our store during our Fall Show and Sale.
Ennis Fine Furniture.
Welcome back, and predictions, very quickly, Greg.
Lorraine Hunt wins Washoe County, wins the race.
Erin Kenny's going to make a great and very visible lieutenant governor.
I'm going to divert here a little bit. I'm going to predict no other candidate can come up with a sleazier campaign ad than the one I just saw from John Hunt.
I'm going to predict something totally different. Independent expenditure groups make a significant impact in local elections.
Okay.
Yeah, stop the presses.
Yeah, right. And be with us tomorrow when we have Senator Randolph Townsend as a guest, along with our controller candidates, and our pundit panel will be back, and Sam Shad. And don't forget to watch our repeat tonight at 9 o'clock on Channel 12. Thank you.